All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Harakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And I want to say shalom to the whole full elect. All right, it's your brother Karat Dazai back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And this is a little quick news article that's on this news app that's on my phone. Let's see. I don't even know what the heck it's called, but nonetheless, you can just Google this article. It says Pentagon warns of increased potential for nuclear conflict in newly disclosed manual. All right. So it says the risk of regional conflicts between nuclear armed nations is rising according to a document prepared by the chairman of Joint Chief of Staff. Okay. So what that means is these nations are getting ready for war. All right, China, Russia, Iran, North Korea. All right, they're ready to do some damage to America, man. All right, they're gonna utterly destroy this place. Okay, all right, they're literally gonna destroy this place. All right, let me get a scripture. This is Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 30. Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, Yahweh shall roar from on high and utter his voice from his holy habitation. And he's doing that right now through the prophets, okay? He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout as they that tread the grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth. A noise shall come even from the ends of even to the ends of the earth. For Yahweh hath a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, says Yahweh Shemel Shai. That word plead is not begging you, okay? Let's look at that word plead. All right, it's sapat, okay? Sapat. It says to judge, punish, vindicate, all right? To execute judgment, all right? That's what the Lord is doing. He's going to execute judgment, and the judgment is going to be executed upon the wicked, all right, and America, man, all right. The wicked, 2/3 of our people, and the rest of these nations, man, all right. Verse 32, it says, "Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be prepared from the coast of the earth." All right, so let's look at this word whirlwind. All right, and this great evil that's going to go forth from nation to nation is going to be these thermonuclear missiles, man. That's going to be shot from America to China, from China to America, from America to Russia, from Russia to America, from Iran to China. I mean, from Iran, from Iran to U.S. and U.S. to Iran, North Korea to the U.S. and U.S. to North Korea, and wherever else the Lord has the spirit to go on these things. All right, so here goes the word for whirlwind. It's sha'ar.
Strong's H 5591. First reading. Sa'ar. Sa'ar. Second reading. Se'ara. Se'ara.
All right. It says tempest, storm, whirlwind. All right. So tempest, whirlwind. All right. And guess what creates a whirlwind or a tempest? Okay. Let's look at that word tempest. Thermonuclear missiles do that. Okay. All right. It says a violent, windy storm, a tempest. Okay. And those can come from thermonuclear missiles, man. Once the impact hits the ground, all right. If that nuclear warhead hits the ground, you're going to see a mushroom cloud, and you should, just basic common sense. There's going to be some windage within that mushroom cloud. Okay. All right. So, verse 33, and the slain of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, shall be at that day. All right. The day of the Lord's return, the day of World War III, the day of deliverance, or within the time of deliverance for the Israelites, All right, from one end of the earth even to the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. There shall be dung upon the ground. All right, so all these people that's going to get caught up in this nuclear fire that's coming is going to be dung upon the ground. They're going to be shit. All right, that's laying on the ground. All right. So is continuing on in this article. It says a U.S. military manual that only recently became public says that the world now faces a higher probability of probability of conflicts involving nuclear weapons. The document points to multiple nuclear weapon systems and policies being pursued by adversaries and potential adversaries as signs that the world is moving away from de-escalation and is instead moving closer to the reality of nuclear exchange. And that nuclear exchange is bringing us closer to our kingdom, man, because the Lord is going to totally obliterate America, man. All right, because of the wickedness of this place, and these other nations are going to do it. All right, while the document avoids placing any weight on United States policy and helping to increase the likelihood of nuclear conflict, it does note that the flexible nuclear weapons the U.S. has pursued could be used to defend America and its interests in the event of regional conflict involving nuclear arms. All right. I'm going to read this. In this manual's executive summary, the author says that despite U.S.-led de-escalation and non-proliferation efforts since 2010, no potential adversary has reduced either the role of nuclear weapons in its national security or the number of nuclear weapons in its field. So these nations have been stocking up on nuclear weapons, man. They have been building, all right, the Lord's army, okay, all right, and the Lord's army is going to come here to America, man, all right. Instead, the publication asserts these potential adversaries have moved decidedly in the opposite direction, all right. Ultimately, the document claims there is an increased potential for regional conflicts involving nuclear-armed adversaries in several parts of the world and potential for adversary nuclear escalation and crisis or conflict due to these trends. All right, and these are things that we are looking forward to. These are things that we need to be seeing to boost our faith and confidence in Yahweh Shema Shai, because guess what? These things are happening so that the Israelites can go home. All right. So let me where was I at? Thinking of something. I want to go into Joel. Okay. I'm going to go into Joel, but that's not what I was looking for. All right, it's Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy. So we know the Esau Edom, all right, has created these nuclear weapons. I can't pinpoint off the top of my head who was the man that did it, but Google got you. They could tell you. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, but Google can tell you who that man was. But the whole point is, and me reading this, is that the Lord is putting the spirit on these nations to get ready to destroy America. All right, this is why we need to try our best to get right with Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, so we don't be caught up in this anger. All right, here's another one. Missed it. All right, this is Isaiah 24:20. It says, "The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgressions thereof shall be heavy upon it. It shall fall again and not rise." All right, the earth is going to be moved like to and fro like a drunkard because these thermonuclear missiles are going to be shaking this place, man. All these nations got them prepared and they are ready, man, to use them. They're getting ready, man. North Korea, China, Iran, all right, Japan, Taiwan, China, Russia, okay? And whatever little small nation that the Lord's going to put the spirit in to bomb this place, man. All right, the document notes that while the United States has continued to reduce the number of salience of nuclear weapons, others, including Russia and China, have moved in the opposite direction. Of course, the government is going to make a document that says they have, not tried to beef up their numbers. All right. The publication claims that these nations have developed new types of nuclear weapons, placed increased strategic importance on the nuclear weapons, and have engaged in increasingly aggressive behavior. All right, you can see that with Russia and China. China with Taiwan, man, and Russia. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they all gunning for America, basically, man. All right. The manual then lists specific technologies and policies being pursued by these nations, which claims are leading to increased potential for nuclear conflict to occur. All right. In addition to modernizing legacy Soviet nuclear systems, Russia is developing and employing new nuclear warheads and launchers. It is also developing 3 new intercontinental range nuclear missile weapon systems and hypersonic glide vehicle, a nuclear-powered ground-launched cruise missile, and nuclear-armed, nuclear-powered undersea autonomous torpedoes. All right, China has developed a new Road Mobile Strategic International ICBM, a new multi-warhead version of its D5 silo-based ICBM, and its most advanced ballistic missile submarine armed with submarine-launched ballistic missiles. It has also announced a development of new nuclear-capable strategic bomber, giving China is a nuclear triad. Okay. All right. In the past few years, North Korea has dramatically increased its missile flight testing. Most recently including the testing of intercontinental range missiles capable of reaching U.S. homeland. And that's what we want, all right? Iran retains a technological capability of much of the capacity necessary to develop a nuclear weapon with 1 year of a decision to do so. Iran's development of increasingly long-range ballistic missile capabilities and its aggressive strategy and activities to destabilize neighboring governments, i.e. America, Israel, okay, raises questions about its long-term commitment to foregoing nuclear weapons capability. All right, so these nations is ready, man. So let me get Joel, the 2nd chapter, go into that a little bit. All right, it says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain." And this is what we do as watchmen. All right, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh Shema Shai cometh, for it is nigh at hand. All right, so this is part of the day of the Lord. Thermonuclear fire, man. All right, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong there have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after, even to the years of many generations. All right, we just read, in the little article, what types of missiles China and Russia is preparing, whether it be sea, land, or air. All right, And once these missiles hit and clear out these places that the Lord wants them to clear out, i.e. America, all right, there's not going to be any army like this ever again, all right? So verse 3, a fire devoureth before them that warhead, all right? And behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden, and behind them desolate wilderness, and nothing shall escape them. All right, nothing shall escape when these thermonuclears hit this proud ass place called America. All right. Verse 4, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. All right, horses symbolize power, man. All right, and they're gonna come as fast as horses move symbolically in that time in which this was written, but they're gonna be over here in less than 30 minutes, man. All right, about that time frame, and about the time frame of 30 minutes. All right, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains, they shall leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Behold, their faces, behold their face, the people shall be pain, and all faces gather blackness. All right, because when these people see these thermonuclear missiles, if the Lord ain't gonna save them within that time frame of from once they see them up until they hit, they done, man. They gonna be fucked like Sarah Connor was on that fence in Terminator. All right, they shall run like mighty men, and they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march everyone on his way, and they shall not break their ranks. All right, so nothing's gonna stop these thermonuclear missiles, man. All right, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. All right, so no missile defense system is going to stop them. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run up the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark. The stars shall withdraw their shining, and the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, which we just read how Russia and China has these different nuclear capabilities. All right, that's the Lord's army. For his camp is very great, for he is strong to execute his word. For the day of Yahweh Shema Shai is great and very terrible. Who can abide it? Nobody, man. All right, verse 12. Therefore also now saith Yahweh Shema Shai, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting and weeping and mourning. All right. And rend your hearts and not your garments, and turn unto Yahweh Shema Shai, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil. We got to remember that the Lord is gracious and merciful, man. Okay? All right, but he's only going to be that way for Israel, but more specifically in this time, the elect. All right? Let me go to Second Esdras right quick. I'm not going to read no more on the article, because the point is proving these nations are ready for war, man. All right. All right, this is Second Esdras 16:1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, Asia, and woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with sack and bewail, and bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. All right, and hey, these nations is through, man. They're gonna be through when Yahweh Shai comes, man. But these thermonuclear missiles is part of their destruction. All right, a sword is set upon you, and who may turn it back? Nobody. A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Nobody. Plagues are sent unto you. All right, and what is he that may drive them away? Nobody. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it has begun to burn? No. May one turn again the archer that is shot of a strong. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? No. And the arrow that's being shot over here is these thermonuclear missiles, man. All right. And the archer is Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. The mighty Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, sent a plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? All right, fire shall go forth from his wrath, and the fire is gonna come from these thermonuclear missiles. All right, that's part of his wrath, and the laser from these chariot beams, and whatever else the Lord has out here, man. All right, who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightning, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. All right, we keep going. All right, I'm gonna keep going. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before Yahweh and before the glory of his power. For this is all speaking about how he's coming, man, with his wrath, all right? For strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss. Just like we read in Joel, man, in the 2nd chapter, how they're going to leap over walls, they're going to hit their targets, they're going to destroy the sword, basically, when they land on them, all right? Verse 13 again, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shoot are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. All right, and they're going to be shot from Russia, China, Iran, America. It's going to be everywhere, man. All right. The fire, also like verse 14, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Verse 15, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundations of the earth. This is right here. When you read in the Revelations where it says, a renewed earth, a renewed, the new earth, right? The new heavens, the new earth. This place has to be consumed by fire to be destroyed first before that new heaven and that new earth can come about. All right, and this is what's going to cause it. These thermonuclear missiles, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. All right. Woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? All right, that's what Ezra was saying. Who's going to deliver him? All right, who's going to deliver you in these days? Repent, Israel. All right, Kwame Yasharala, Mawaf Abba, Shalom.